Well, hello everyone from snowy Below here in Buffalo, New York at the Buffalo Naval Park, and we're going to be bringing you a very exciting video today. So it's going to be myself, Shane Stevenson, Director of Museum Collections, and Alan Jordan, our maintenance foreman. And we, if you take a look behind us there on USS The Sullivans, we see a port side list. And we are going to go check it out and see what we can find. So it's been a long road for USS The Sullivans. She's been in the water consistently since 1965, and we are currently raising funds to have some work done on her hull below the waterline. But as of right now, if you've watched another video, we do some patching on the Sullivans, and you could always enjoy that video. But for today, we have to see why she's got this port side list. Complicating the issues is that we haven't really been able to get on the USS The Sullivans because our brow had broke. So we are going on for the first time in about a month, and this list has started to happen about a week ago. So we are going to check it out, and you're going to come along. So let's head on over there. Okay, so we are on the second deck of the USS The Sullivans in the 1st Division berthing, and we are going to be looking down. One of the areas that we plugged was the sonar boom area, and so we're going to be taking a peek down there. On our way down, we have seen 2 leaks coming from the main deck. We do have a lot of snow on the main deck, and yes, it's finding the holes and the corners and the crevices. Water collects there, rots out the steel, and now it's dripping down below to the 1st deck, and in some instances down to the 2nd deck. Now those are just drippings, so you know, slowly dripping, and so that's not a big problem, but Alan and I are going to check it out when we start to head back up. So let's take a look down into the sonar room here. And there's Alan. Alan's been checking everything out. Yes, okay, that does seem pretty dry, doesn't it?
She is dry.
Okay, this is one of the areas that we patched up a couple of seasons ago using the gasket material and rubber. And if you've watched our video of plugging holes on the Sullivans, this would be an area similar. But it appears as though she's bone dry, which is good.
And your seal worked.
And the seal worked. Thank you, Alan. Okay, so the next area of concern we came was where the reefers are, where the cold storage is for USS The Sullivans. And it's just, as you'd imagine, one deck below where the mess deck is. And I was really concerned, if you take a look down this hatch one more level, that is standing water that I worried would freeze. So if we do that, there you go. It's come right up to the top of this hatch, but no farther. Now this is a fairly recent development, maybe in the last year or so, and I was worried that this would have frozen with our winter this year so far, but she still seems to be fresh in liquid form. Alright, so that's not a concern right now, though it's a long-term concern. Alright, let's head back up and see what's up here. Alright, here's the mess deck. Okay. So now I think what we need to do is Alan and I need to go head to the fresh water tanks and the fuel oil tanks and see what we gotta diagnose this port side list. Alright, so you're gonna come along with us. So we've looked at all areas forward that we've known that have caused us problems in the past, and everything seems to be pretty bone dry except for that area in the reefer compartment that I showed you. So now we're going to head aft and see if we can get into those tanks.
She's frozen.
Is she? Okay, so we're looking at our bubblers now. That's one of the ways we try to keep ice from USS The Sullivans. And we noticed that the port side bubbler apparently got frozen.
I'm going to plug in this one. See if this does me anything. I can't tell one way or another. I would have to bring something out to
break it up.
test it to see if this is still operable.
Right.
Bring a light out.
So as you can see the sheet of ice here, everybody, and the bubbler is underneath that cord, and we don't think that she is running. So again, these are just some of the measures that every winter we have to take to try and preserve these ships as best as possible. So again, we're now going to head aft, and let's trudge through some snow. Okay, well, Alan and I have found our first batch of ice down here at the lower level where you light the boilers. We have found some standing ice. Alan is trying to break through with a tool, let's call it, and
Try and figure out how solid it is.
all right.
That's pretty solid, Shane.
No, but you're not getting to the. I mean, it's probably just a couple of inches to
Right.
the keel, right?
Correct.
So
She's all the way back.
so she comes forward. Yep.
All right.
Although it doesn't look like ice here. It looks like stand here.
Okay, so
Oh no, there's ice right in right in this first compartment.
okay.
But you can look back here. That's freestanding water. Also, we found our first batch of ice.
Just right here.
So far, just right in front of the where you light off the boiler. One of the boilers, probably number 2 boiler, and there's number 1 right there. And okay, so we can identify this and catalog it and begin to address the problem.
Once it thaws and we're able to get in here, pump it out, and maybe find out where the leak is actually coming from, patch it from either inside, unless we can find another diver to assist us outside, we'll work on patching it inside.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we're going to have to do. And that's why your support is so necessary here at the Buffalo Naval Park. We have to sometimes hire divers, and you know, all of this costs a lot of money. So again, as you're watching this, please consider even a small donation helps, $10, $20. All right, well, we're going to head back up to the main deck, and we're going to continue to head aft and check out some more tanks, fresh water and fuel oil.
Please watch your footing, it's a little slippery.
Yes. Thank you. Now this yellow line designates that this area is on the tour route. So we're still doing some winter maintenance.
Chessboard's still good, so.
Here's the handling room for Mount 54. And the other for Mount 55 is on the tour route as well. So we got to head down to some more berthing and see what we hear and see what we see.
So we know this plate comes off because it's not.
So this is, yeah. So this leads to one of the fuel oil tanks, and we have one just aft of here.
No, sir.
Bone dry.
Whatever's in there is acceptable.
on that. I can't get it. Oh yeah. Yeah, just a little standing water, but we've known that and we've addressed that before, and we will address it again. Okay, well, we came into the aft engine room, and if you've checked out our video where we did a comparison with the USS New Jersey, this is the area where the video takes place. We got the high pressure turbine, the astern turbine, and right forward of the high pressure turbine is the low pressure turbine. And if we be quiet and I stop talking, we can hear some water coming in.
Oh! Sure, Shane, you can see.
Yeah.
There it is. Here's one of those patches that we will need to address.
So what you're saying is it blew right through the patch?
I don't know if it's blew right through the patch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so here we go. You can see the stream of water coming right in. And of course, it's in a pretty tight area. We've got to get under all of that framing. And, okay, so
Then.
so this is beginning to fill up. Down, you see the ice collection, and yeah, okay, so, but it really hasn't spread too much. It seems to be isolated in this one frame, at least for right now.
She's dry back here.
Okay, so forward of this area she's dry, so it seems as though this frame here is an issue. We have done some patching close to this area, but not this particular spot on the steel. Alright, so here's a quick diagnosis, and we'll see what we can do. We are a deck below the main engine room, where all of the pumps would be, and where all of the guys stationed, the machinist mates, would be to watch the gauges and the pressures. And we have a lot of standing water here.
Yeah.
It is through.
That's our problem. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's all the way through.
Yeah, you can see that there.
And that's where she stops at the wall. But it's infiltrating and working its way stern.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to get pumps down here.
Yep, the first thing to do is pump it out, and then we got to plug that leaking hole that we showed just a minute ago.
Yeah. Light bulb floating.
Andrew and his light bulbs. Yeah, see, we got to get some right there.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So it is coming towards the center line of the ship much more than we had expected, and this would probably begin to create a list. So here you go. So as you can see, that's at least 3 feet.
We can pump it right out there.
And we have an easy access port.
Say again, Shane?
We have an easy access port out.
Correct, right up here?
Oh yeah. And there would be the access port out. So we're going to get the pumps down here, start to drain some of the water out of the lower engine room, and then patch that hole. Okay, so our one last area here is a fuel oil tank. and we have about 2 feet of standing water here. There is always some residue from the Navy when they clean out the fuel oil, and so there is some residue of oil here in this compartment. But I would say that it's probably about 2 feet worth of water, standing water. So we don't hear any leaking. Alan has verified that there is not a leak coming from this compartment, but the ladder is a lot shorter than it normally would be because it's probably about 2 feet. So we've addressed our 2 areas, the aft engine room, where we have it just streaming in, and this area as well could cause the list. Alan and I would like to thank you for joining us on our hunt around USS The Sullivans, looking for why she is a port list. And this shows the importance of supporting museum ships not only here at the Buffalo Naval Park, but also all around the country. With USS Cassin Young and the USS Kidd, these are the only 3 remaining Fletcher classes, which during World War II had a total of 175. So 172 of them are now gone and do not exist. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and as always, please feel free to give a donation to the Buffalo Naval Park so we can keep this almost 80-year-old girl still afloat. Thank you very much.